And as usual, it's not necessary to even look at the overseas parallels to the kind of death cult in which we're finding ourselves today. The more relevant and influential precursor for an American death cult is the arrival of COVID on U.S. shores in 2020. At first, the country grew alarmed at the appearance of a new, moderately lethal, but highly contagious virus, and we responded with basic emergency health plans that had been put in place. Before long, the toll it would take on the American public became clearer. During the spring, it was evident that for safety reasons, many office workers would be told to stay home. This left first responders, medical staff, food service workers, and jobs with low wages predominantly on the front lines of exposure to the virus. For a time, then President Donald Trump alternately pretended the virus would vanish any day and somehow also still wanted credit for any development of a vaccine that might be effective that could come before the end of his presidency.
130 agents either have COVID-19 or are in quarantine. The Secret Service outbreak is being linked to the whirlwind of Trump rallies in the days leading up to the election.
But in the end, he would turn people against public health measures in definitive ways, promoting an anti-vaccination agenda that caught fire with his followers and sabotaged the national, even parts of the global response. Along with the stunning death toll of well over 1 million people, the main result in the U.S. was the refusal to reckon with what had happened. The president had made the pandemic into a political tool and demanded his followers ignore reality, even as people dropped like flies around them. The pump was primed for significant parts of the population to avert its eyes or even to disbelieve in the deaths of more than 1 million people. Even those of us who acknowledged what had happened and the role political leaders played in increasing that death toll or ignoring best practices for political expediency, there was a strange sense of simply moving on without acknowledging what had been lost and is being lost: an ability to tackle public health crises, a leading government role in that failure, and countless citizens gone.
The president stepped into the Rose Garden late Friday to make his first public comments in 8 days, following growing outrage over his silence as the nation grapples with an alarming surge in the pandemic. But he still didn't concede the election, although he came close.
This recent history leaves us very vulnerable, in a very bad place to assess and respond to the current threat.